Hey, y'all. We're
For looking for stuff.
live. We're live. And I have to say, I'm still recovering from 7 weeks of travel, y'all. I
I
am not,
noticed.
I am not kidding. I am not kidding. 7 weeks of travel is more than a notion. And I just thank gosh that we got home we only got 20-minute delay in Los Angeles at the airport. The government was still shut down because Democrats were still acting like they had some sense.
So now they ain't.
And now they haven't. And now they didn't. And so now, as some of you may know, this former executive director of the Democratic Party has unaffiliated. I am no longer a registered Democrat. I am no longer a registered Democrat, y'all. And I really do urge everyone who is listening. Look, I'm gonna take the comments things off. But anyway, I urge everyone who is watching us right now um, to unaffiliate because the Democrats have lost their minds. They have lost their minds. They are partially to blame for the predicament that we are in right now, for the fascist state that we are in right now, and they're mealy mouth playing politics as usual while Black Americans are suffering. And then they think we're just going to go to the ballot box and just check the box as usual. No, no. I think every single Democrat needs to be primary. Every single one. Every single one. Primary them. If they're Jasmine Crockett, she going to win. So we ain't got to worry about it. But no one should get to just keep their seat just because. Nobody should just be on the ballot. Ain't nobody running against them. It doesn't matter if two people vote for them or if one person votes for them. They just get to win. That's why we are in the predicament that we are in right now. Right?
That's true.
And let's keep it real. We know that there's more white folks on food stamps than but we also know that we are overrepresented because if we're 24% of recipients and we're only 14% of the population, that means we're 10% overrepresented. And they're about 20% underrepresented, white folks. It's systemic. We know that, right? We know that. But that's the truth. And so we just had 40 days of Black folks suffering. Other folks suffered too. For what? For a so-called Democratic senator to get up in front of God and everybody and say, well, we tried to stand up to Trump, but it didn't work. Huh? Oh, so let's just roll over and just sign him the whole country. I don't know about you, but I'm not willing for my tax dollars to go to that. If you're not willing for your tax dollars to go to that, it's time to go. It's time to go. What are we talking about today, sweetie?
How the Democrats caved and Black folks got screwed again. And it's time to get the hell out.
That's right.
Before you can't get the hell out.
All right. So, today is Thursday. That means we're only going to be on for a little while, and we are bringing on our Utopian Legends. If you are a member of this channel and you joined at the legend status, every other Thursday, we want to chitty chat with you on air about what is going on and life abroad. All right.
And we definitely, we beg you, please come and join us on air.
Yeah,
join the conversation.
Yeah, we've been doing because we're gonna stop. Good. We've been doing this for about 6 months now, and we've got our tried and true. We got about 3 people that pretty much always come on, but we know we have more than 3 legends out there.
It doesn't hurt.
Where y'all at?
It don't hurt.
Where y'all at?
We won't yell at you.
Right, Antonia?
Ask Antonia.
Do we bite Antonia? So I want to know if you are watching from the future, y'all, let us know if you know someone who was on SNAP benefits. And if you do, we already know that everybody probably knows one of the 500,000 Black women, or is it 300,000 Black women who have been laid off since the beginning of 2025. 1.1 million jobs lost since the beginning of 2025. This is nothing less than what we said was going to happen this time last year. And so if you are still trying to get your plan together and you've barely started, the question I have is why? Why have you barely started? When you see the writing on the wall, okay? You see the writing on the wall. Antonia, how did you feel about what was going on this week? And what the one party that was supposed to be fighting for our rights, the one party that was supposed to be the resistance party, the one party that supposedly believed in the Constitution, and maybe I don't know what they do. I don't know.
I was so disgusted. I wanted to cry. I was so disgusted.
And you know, I don't know anyone right now that I know of that is on food assistance. I know I've been on food assistance before I met Rick. When I was a single mom, I spent like, I don't know, maybe 6 months. Maybe 6 months I got to get SNAP benefits. I don't know what it was called then, but same thing, right? And I'm sure everybody knows someone or knows someone who knows someone. And I would be very interested to hear if you know someone who was affected by the shutdown, but still said, keep that shit shut down. Because yeah, it's real easy, right? For those of us who are not, needing the safety net to say, we got to fight, because we know in the end, like if you're on SNAP benefits, there's still a chance you could get taken off of ACA/Medicaid.
Oh yeah.
I know a couple of people on SNAP benefits, but I haven't heard them say that they've missed anything. But that doesn't mean it's not coming, because I don't trust them.
Well, in Colorado, because Rick and I are from Colorado. There is a YouTuber out there I've got to reach out to who is out of Colorado, and he said Colorado found the money to pay the SNAP benefits.
That's amazing.
California probably did too.
Well, I'm in Texas, so.
Oh no.
They ain't even gonna look.
They have the money. Money. I know Texas has the money. Texas has the money because Texas takes all the money and then doesn't spend it on what it's supposed to, right? Which is why we got dead babies from the flood from last summer, right?
That's ridiculous.
Right? So I am waiting to see what it is going to take for a good portion of Black folks to wake the hell up.
You're not angry enough yet. You're not angry enough.
What is it going to take?
Yeah, how angry do you have to be?
Exactly. What are you guys talking about? So look, y'all. If leaving the country, if your reasons for hesitating to leave the country is, well, I don't want to be all alone. I'm a single woman of a certain age and I don't want to move and all my family's here and blah, 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 whoop de woo. Okay. Here is someone right now who is in our chat, who is a single woman of a certain age, who is doing the damn thing. Yeah. Okay. And she gives good advice. Find community. Create community, and one of the things that we did before we physically moved totally to Portugal, we were on our scouting trip, but we had made the decision after the first week. So as far as we were concerned, this was our new home, and we went to meetups.
Yep.
And because of the meetups, and then the other thing is you will be surprised, y'all. A friend of a friend, a so-and-so will say, let's just say Antonia moves to Medellin, right? And a friend that you hadn't talked to, or an associate that you hadn't talked to but knows you through Facebook will say, oh, I got this other friend who's just now moving to Medellin. I should connect you to.
Yep, that's how it works. It's truly how it works.
It is amazing. It's like when you get a new car and then all of a sudden you see your new car everywhere, right? all the friends, all the associates and acquaintances who you just chitty chatting on Facebook, whatever have you, right? And then all of a sudden people start coming out of the woodworks when you make that move.
You'd be surprised of how unalone you will be, because people come out of the woodworks.
Exactly.
Somebody always refers you to somebody else. They
Yep.
have a friend that
Yep.
will befriend you, and it's just stepping out there. You just got to do it.
Exactly. And so, I mean, I've heard a lot of yeah buts and it must be nice and all of that. And we're going to stop that, y'all. We're going to stop that. And we're going to say we will meet you where you're at and get you to the finish line, okay? Everyone is not going to start at the same place. I understand that. And especially those who are younger, right? And might not have built up any assets, or older and didn't build up any assets. Look, we got our own stories, but that does not mean that this life is not for you. Okay. That does not mean that. So all I know is, and here's another thing that I wanted to bring up. This does not mean that we are going to disconnect from our home country and just let it fall by the wayside with all of our investments.
No.
That's not what we're talking about, because I am steadily looking for ways to divest from the United States, but that takes time and knowledge.
Right.
And I don't want to go out of the frying pan into the fire. Now we've moved a lot of money into euros, and if you need help doing that, we've got some information. It's not in this video, in the description of this video yet, but it will be. Okay, so we've got folks who can help you open up a bank account so that you can divest a bit into euros. But it's going to take more than that. And I think that we need to be really seriously looking at the global South, y'all, especially those who are younger, who are 50 and younger, who are 55 and younger. Why do I say that? Because the global South is not, well, let's see how fast Trump F stuff up.
Right.
But right now, I would say it's going to be a decade before the global South is where the majority of people are like, oh damn, right? The whole thing has shifted. Right now, people are like, yeah, we've been hearing about that forever, blah, blah, blah. But it is happening and we can see it. We can see the fall of Western dominance. And the melon felon is the one who is speeding it up. It was inevitable because where the natural resources are. It was inevitable. Global warming kind of makes it inevitable as well, right? Because folks with no melanin are going to suffer. I'm sorry, but y'all caused it. You caused it. And that's what's interesting. It's interesting how people are fine doing stuff to kill themselves.
As long as they do it slowly.
Right? It is fine to me. It's interesting to me. And I would love to hear what people are talking about, Antonia, in the States. It is interesting to me that we still have folks with the mentality like they did back in the 50s when they integrated, or desegregated, I should say, because we have never fully integrated. And when I was talking it's interesting because I heard this doctor who was working with Martin Luther King when he was 13 years old. And he said, we never really integrated. What we did was desegregate, and we desegregated in a horrible way that destroyed our communities, but we never truly integrated, which is why we still have the issues that we do today, right? And it's interesting to me that, folks would still rather put cement in the swimming pool as opposed to let everybody swim in it.
I've heard that a lot. I've also heard we never should have. I've heard, oh, I've been through this before, so I don't have a problem with it. We'll be all right.
I've heard that before. Y'all, we have not been through this. We as Black folks have been through this, but there's no one living who has been through the worst of Jim Crow. Well, there might be somebody living, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The majority of us, like when I was born, I was not born with full citizenship rights, right? When I was born, had I been an adult then, in the year that I was born, I would not have been necessarily allowed to vote.
No.
But I'm supposed to be so MFing patriotic. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. We have never been full citizens in the country of our birth, y'all. It is time for you to start thinking about another passport. If you think that this man who just knocked down a third of the White House to build some monstrosity, as he puts gold crap all around that house, Liberace looking crap, and gets 25,000, portraits commissioned because they keep showing his turkey gobbler neck and his taco titties, right? And it's not measuring up to the black man that he replaced.
He put that one way down the
If
hall.
you think, right, he put it in the back room, in the corner in the back. If you think that man is leaving that house without a struggle, you are sadly mistaken. Oh, but we just got 1 year to the midterms. You're assuming there's going to be a damn midterm. That man is not going to allow midterms easily. I'm not saying that there's not going to be midterms. What I'm saying is I would not count on the midterms.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's already trying to find a way to claim martial law, and that we got some state of emergency and we got to postpone the elections. They did it in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And that gave him, y'all ain't had an election in Uzbekistan since when? That sounds like a good idea. Meanwhile, as the righteous, as white folks protect the pedophile, more emails are coming out. And we hear all the lies. Y'all, this is the biggest grift, criminal grift that I have. You cannot make this shit up. And if anyone is still sitting here thinking and talking about and talking to family members and folks thinking that we are not in a 5-alarm fire, y'all are crazy. The Supreme Court is gutting the Voting Rights Act as we speak. They're taking just that last little tooth, that one little tooth it still has in it, and they pulling that out.
Yep. It's unfortunately for, the older Black people and probably some younger ones too. It's business as usual. And I'm so upset with the Democratic, base that, I'm done with the Democrats, that all of this, on a pinky, not even to resolve, but a pinky promise to look at it, not to fix it, but to look at it. And they said, the Republicans said, by the way, we're not going to give you that, but instead you're going to have to give us the abortion restrictions before we even look at the ACA. Were you surprised? I wasn't.
Ban it. Ban the shit. Ban it. Because y'all, America is kaput. It is kaput. 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 These MFs are in there trying to, first of all, I don't believe that any male person should have shit to say or get to vote on what access to healthcare women have. How this is even a thing is beyond me.
Yep.
It is beyond me. But if trad wives and all them folks and all them pseudo Christians praying to their white baby Jesus and all that other nonsense, that old fake ass blonde hair, blue eyed Jesus, if they want to go and pray to their fake ass Jesus, and let me get this woman's stuff off, pray their fake ass Jesus and worship their gold statues and all that other bullshit, and think just because they don't have an abortion that they're somehow sanctified, and if there's a heaven they going, please. I've read the book.
They're the first ones to get an abortion.
I know they are, flying their kids to out of state and stuff, but they're not going to be able to do that. So now they're going to have to fly them to Canada, fly them to Mexico. Of course, in Mexico, I don't think you can get an abortion for economic reasons, only for health reasons.
Hey, money talks, people mumble.
Money talks, people mumble. Money talks, people mumble. So this is what I want you to do. Yeah. If you live in a state that has open primaries, I want you to unaffiliate before the weekend. The Democrats need to feel the pain. We need more fighters like Mamdani, like Crockett, like AOC. We need more fighters. And these MFs need to be primary. If you live, why am I saying Democrats? Because they're the only ones we can push to do something. They're the only ones who act like they got a conscience. The other side, we can't push them to do nothing.
Okay.
All right? So what we need to do is get the nothing muffins out. The nothing muffins have to go. Those 8 senators, we will not forget. If there is an election 6 years from now, we will not forget, or 6 years from 2026, we will not forget. And y'all going down. Y'all going down. So you need to unaffiliate if you live in a state with open primaries. Most of you probably do. Now in Colorado, we have an open primary for presidency because of some kerfuffles back in 2016. I don't know when. I don't know. Anyway, the Democrats changed the rules in Colorado on how we choose our presidential candidate. But for the US Senate and for Congress, unfortunately, we caucus. I can't remember. I should know this process like the back of my hand. And I believe after the caucuses, if it's close, there may be 2 people on a primary ballot, but that still might be a closed primary. So Rick and I might not get, well, Rick didn't unaffiliate. I may not get to vote in a primary in Colorado, but I figure since I can't caucus anyway, because I'm not flying to Colorado for 3 months to caucus. That's what's not going to happen. So California has open primaries. Look, y'all, check it out. If you don't know if you have an open primary, why not? If you're not registered right now, if you're already a registered independent or something like that, then no harm, no foul. But I want the Democrats to feel us abandoning them. I want them to know that they need to do better. They need to work harder. They should not assume that if we have an election this time next year, that we just gonna automatically, check D, vote D no matter what. No, because like y'all ain't doing nothing, and it's kind of like false hope.
Right. Yep.
Has it not been clear to the wise that both political parties are not allies of descendants of former slaves? Look, both political parties are not allies to anyone that doesn't have money or anything that doesn't have money, right? I mean, we realize that the Democratic Party's roots are based in racism. We know that. Right, Doug? We know that. But the question is, who will do the least amount of harm to
Right.
our community? Right? And then who can we push to go further than just doing no harm?
Yeah, let's look at that.
The first thing that you need to do is make sure that you have an emergency fund. Okay, we have a ready to retire toolkit and a move abroad toolkit in the description below. We're right now redoing the move abroad toolkit, and it's going to go from, I think, 6 chapters to 17.
That's one.
But this will
Which
get
is
you
good.
started.
Yeah.
This will get you started. All right. Because the bottom line is, there's no difference in moving out of the country than moving state to state per se when it comes to the logistics, right? There's 3 things that you need to think about. One, where, right? And I suggest some place that has, as a single female, that already has an existing Black American or English speaking Black community. And I say English speaking because we got folks from the Caribbean, we've got folks from England, et cetera, right? 2, how much income do you have coming in and where can you live on that amount of income? And then 3, what kind of emergency fund safety net do I have? Okay. It truly is not that difficult. But if you have no savings, your first thing is to get savings. If you have no extra income, your first thing is to reduce your biggest expense, which is probably housing. For most of us, it's housing, right? And the way you reduce housing is not necessarily going to be fun. It just depends on who you are, right? Roommates.
And we know a lot of folks don't like just, that's taboo to them.
Yeah.
I can have a roommate. It's like, yeah, you can.
If you want to cut your, like, if you are in a house alone and you've got an extra bedroom, rent that bad boy out. And then take that extra money, and that in 6 months from now, you be ready to go.
Yeah. You gotta be
We've got
very
to creative.
Very creative.
Right? We've got to get creative and stop looking at, and I'm not saying that this is you, LVN CSR, but stop looking at the way we do things the way we used to do things. Because now is not the time.
It's not the time, and there's like they said, there's a different chef, a new chef.
There's a new sheriff in town, and it's time
He's
to
an
go.
old new chef.
And it's time to go.
Enacting a zip damn fool. So you got to be creative. You have to be. You have to be willing to make sacrifices.
Okay? You have to be willing to make sacrifices. And we know single people with no family who are single women who are 70 plus who have done this thing. Okay. What we're not saying that, oh, this is easy peasy, because everybody will be doing it. Okay. But it's not like I gotta be Tina Turner or Alec Baldwin. I'm not Alex Baldwin, but James Baldwin.
James Baldwin.
You don't have to be them either, because we're not. We're not. Okay. So start thinking of a way to house hack. I want you to Google house hacking. Okay. And look at all of the different ways to house hack. Another way to house hack is through house sitting. If you own your home, can you rent it out and then go start house sitting to save that money? We know that you could pretty much house sit in London, in the London metro area, pretty much nonstop. There are so many house sits in the London metro area at any given time that you could almost house sit year round if they would let you stay that long. Right? And in the United States, there's tons of house sits in the United States, tons of house sits in Canada. So there are creative ways to get this done, y'all. We don't want you, we don't want you to think that, oh, well, it must be nice. Y'all started then. If you had to start it now, you would no. You start where you start. And don't make excuses. Okay. I heard some folks talking about our rich journey. Well, their parents gave them this and their parents didn't give them shit. I don't know where all these rumors come from. Well, they were given a house by their parents and that's how they were. No, y'all, if you want to make excuses about why you can't do it and that makes you feel good,
Hey,
go for it. And I'm not talking to you, LVN. I'm just saying in general, right? Go for it. But I'm going to tell you, Christina and Aman did not have no whole leg up or anything. That's our journey. They did not have no whole leg up. Okay. They were not making six figures. Even when they retired with 2.5 million, they were not making six figures, maybe as a household, but definitely not a piece. Okay. So don't look at your situation and say, that must be nice. I want you to look at your situation and say, I am going to find a way. Because this is 2025 going on 2026, and it is easy to make money, LVN. If you need help making money, if more income is the thing, we've got our side hustle challenge going to be reviving in January, okay? And we've done tons of videos on getting your side hustle together. Let technology be our friend. Okay, I don't care how old you are. We are Black folks. That means we have survived. We are the cream of the cream of the cream of the cream of the crop. We are the ones who made it, y'all. So that means we've got what it takes to learn anything. Okay? Y'all got this. Look for some shortcuts. Let us help you. If you need one-on-one coaching, we offer that. That information is in the description below. We hang out with our members every single Sunday and we chitty chat and they ask questions. We're here. We are here to help give you the shortcut so you don't have to figure it out all by yourself in a way that we did. Okay. We didn't figure it out totally all by ourselves because we are Exodus Summit folks, but we had to figure out Portugal by ourselves. And so no matter what country you choose, Portugal may not be the place, but no matter what country you choose,
right.
there are folks who can help. Okay.
Yes.
But first you got to get your act together in country, get all the stuff together. And if money is the issue, start with the Ready to Retire Toolkit. Start there. Okay. Need more help? We got Beyond the Bling. That is our financial freedom program for late bloomers.
So, most people, a lot of people, I won't say most, but a lot of people get out there, they see us or they see somebody else, and they figure, well, how do I do it? If you guys did it, how can I do it? And you must have had something along the way to help you get there, not realizing that the first thing that they don't realize is what they want. First, you got to know what you want, where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Just start at the beginning. Don't try to eat the elephant in one bite. Start at the beginning. Because we were moving to Spain, y'all. We were moving to Spain. I started learning Spanish. Antonio, do you speak Spanish?
A little bit.
Isn't your last name kind of Latino sounding too? Spanish sounding too? That's what I thought. I know you hear it. I know you hear it with a first and last name that is Spanish. Antonia. All right, y'all. Last words from Antonia before we let you go.
Gotta get it together. Gotta get it together. Just, I know it's a circle. It's a vicious circle. it's designed to keep us trapped. So we gotta figure a way to get out of this trap. You know, do what we can to get it done. You know, like
Thing-
Benita says, we can't do anything about yesterday, but we start where we are.
mm.
You
And the
know,
thing to know is it is doable.
It's
It's
doable.
doable.
Yeah.
It may
but
take some longer than others, but it's doable.
Yes. And some places are easier to move than other places, y'all. Portugal's a pain in the butt. All right. You really, 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 really have to want to move to
You
Portugal.
really have to.
Seriously. And they're tripping right now. So we'll see. We'll keep once they've taken the final vote on this latest law and it has been challenged and all of that after it's and the president signs it, because as far as I know, he still has not signed anything. Once he signs it and whatever challenges, once it's set, once it's a done deal, we will tell you what the done deal is. Okay. Right now, they're trying to change time to citizenship from 5 years to 10 years,
oh
which
my
is
God,
fine for everybody going forward, but is not fine for everybody who's already in the process, who is already in the system, who is already invested. Right. And this is really, really important for Black Americans, y'all. We need two passports. Because if the melon felon does what he wants to do, we might be stateless. Okay. So I want you to take this seriously and start looking at other places that can give you a passport. Now, I just heard, and I want to say it's Colombia, that it's only $135,000 purchase for their golden visa. I want to say it's Colombia. I'm going to do I'm trying to remember because I was listening. Was it the Nomad Capitalist? I can't remember. That wasn't a passport, though. That was permanent residency.
Mm.
Okay. Permanent residency is great, but it's not a passport. It does not allow you to travel. You need a passport. You need a passport. And so that's why even permanent residency after 5 years, because they're not changing that. They're going to give us permanent residency after 5 years, but that does not give me a passport. That does not allow me to not be afraid that the melon felon is going to make me stateless. So these are other things that we need to be thinking about, y'all. And with that, we're going to let you go. We're at 40 minutes. We have gone long and kept Antonia long enough. Any last words, sweetheart?
No, just you guys, give yourself a chance. Sit down and think about what you want and how you want to go about doing it. There's plenty of help out here to help you get to where you want to be and do the things you want to do.
Yep.
You're the start. We're not the start for you. You're the start of going on your own adventure. And that's what it is. It's an adventure.
I see LaRonda. I'm sorry. I'm looking at what you guys are talking about. Look, every experience when we try to do things out of the box, like LaRonda was talking about one of her renters like acting like a zip damn fool, is not going to be uh, fun, peaceful, etc. But this is what we need to do to get to where we need to go. Right? We suffer a little bit right now with a roommate, so that next year we can get out of Dodge. We do what we need to do. All right. With that, we will see you on Sunday. Thank you,
Thank
Antonia.
you, Antonia.
See you guys later. Bye.